Assalamu alaikum. I am Rahimuddin and I will be taking your power station practice. It's an elective subject and you need to choose between two electives. That is, the other elective is special machines. Okay, so this is our first class, and here I just want to introduce you to this subject. And this, as the name suggests, that this subject deals with your power stations, the rules of power stations, the different types of power stations are there, like thermal power stations, nuclear power stations, and the rules and regulations and standards there they maintain, and what we have to make from the generation perspectives. Then we have to transmit the electricity, and then we have to distribute it. So we as a consumer, the consumers are generally at the distribution end. Then there is a transmission. So might be hearing that when any exams comes of power, or regarding any what you can say Transco, Genco, and Discom. There are three different fields of power system. That is generation. Genco means generation, Transco means transmission, and Discom means distribution. So here there are three perspectives of power system, that is generation, transmission, and Discom. So first we discuss about what we are going to have in this subject and what units. There are total 5 units, and as per the unitizations, I discretized it on the basis of your different on the basis of generation, Discom, and transmission. I discretize the unitized way. Here if you see generation, the your unit 1, 2, and 4 talks about more on generation perspectives. Okay, and then there is transmission perspective. Here unit 2 and 5 concentrates on transmission, and the final the distribution perspective, it talks on unit 3. So we I have discretized it because it will be basic, it will be much more convenient to know which area we are dealing with right now. If you are carrying, if you have a core subject of power system 2, I think, in this semester, and it deals with your uh, fault analysis, and basically it is your transmission part. Okay, so it the fault analysis is there. Then so we are more focusing on generation, then transmission, and then the distribution. So every perspective we are covering on this subject. What is the goal of this subject? Now each unit have different goals, and what should be your outcomes from this subject, and what is where we are going to, what we are talking on this subject, and basically which unit wants to say what. Okay, so if you are talking about on unit 1, it talks about different power stations that are recently developed. Power stations means there are different types of power stations, namely you can say that thermal power stations are more common, and then there is diesel, nuclear, and then the renewable sources has come, that are hydel power stations, and then solar power stations. So these energies we use for our daily uses. And there, and if you talk about electrical point of view, electrical energy is one of the cheapest energies, since if you check on your uh, what you electricity bill, if you check, it's hardly on the state perspectives. In different states it hardly varies from I think 5 rupees per unit to, I think, most probably 10 rupees per unit. So they used to pay this unit weighs 5 rupees per unit. What does this unit means? Unit means is 1 kilowatt per hour, means energy which you consume in kilowatt per hour. So this energy is quite one of the cheapest form of energy which you use, and the major perspective that it will get more cheap is because the more amount of different power stations are developing. First we were using thermal power plants, and those thermal power plants are generally uses coals, charcoals, and those coals are exhaustible, and what you can say, it will not last for long. So now there are big improvements regarding the generation perspectives are there. We have replaced it by Hydel, we have replaced it by we can't say replace, still there are more dependence on of um, thermal power plant, because a large part of energy comes from there. But there it may go so that in the near future, by the end of I think 2030 or 2035, you will see a big boom in renewable sources if everything goes fine. So in unit 1 we basically focus on the core part of thermal power stations. What are the different uh, what you can say blocks in thermal power plant, that we take energy and how we take coal and how we convert it into uh, electricity. So it's basically two branch way. One is in the mechanical side. In the mechanical side they used to generate heat, superheated energy, and then we convert it into electrical energy. So it's a combination of two branches. Then regarding the hydel power, there the flow of river currents and flow of dams, flow of rivers, water pressures, everything that counts on the movement of the turbines. And at the end there is a induction motor or induction generator which makes you that. Then there is wind power energies. There also we will preferring that induction generator, then the speed of the generator and how we can multiply the speed of the generator. So we'll be talking on that. Then there is a solar panel. So solar panel basically has a diodes, photoelectric diodes. So those diodes activates by getting charged from the solar energies. Then there are different types of other energies, tidal energies. So these tidal energies depends on the movements of your tides that are coming from the seashore. So those are the more advanced way of talking on power, different power stations that are developing, and what are the major parts. Then there is a nuclear power stations, though it's hazardic, but it produces a large amount of energies, and what precautions we need to take while developing a nuclear power plant. So those you got a lot of examples like Chernobyl power stations in Russia. This was a great disaster. So we will be talking on those points on this subjects. Then there is a terminology in power stations. We talk about what terms we use to talk, because generally we are engineers, we are not a layman, so we need to understand some of the terms like maximum demand, what are the demand factors, load factors, capacity factors, load duration, diversity factors. These are the some of the terminologies that are used in power systems, and these terms or these terminologies predicts which load and what is the upcoming loads or futuristic point of the loads, that this year we will be doing load shedding in these areas, or at this time of point of time, because of maintenance, because of other things. So these terminologies and these terms make you give you a quantity in arithmetic ways, and then you can change those arithmetic ways or interpretation into load prediction, that is called load forecasting. Okay, so these the second point deals with that. Then the effect of voltage and frequency effects is that this is more point of view that on the consumer side there should not be a load shedding. Consumer does not means directly the electricity coming to our houses. Here the main consumers are the industrial persons or industry, because they require high power of high voltage and high current. So high power is required there, so they don't deal they will not compromise on voltage and frequency perspectives. So we need to understand that what is their demand, because a simple change or simple dip of voltage or simple dip of frequency may lead to may lead to their losses in crores. Okay, so as a electrical point of view we need to focus how to maintain this frequency and voltage, and they are dependent on the continuous process of uh, electricity. Continuous, they require electricity continuously, so they won't believe in maintenance, or they won't believe on things called what do you call it, short circuiting, or they, so they want continuous process. If they lose electricity for 1 hour or so, they will be losing, they will be paying for it. So we need to develop such a system, or we need to know effects of this on their point of view as well as on the electrical point of view. So we need to develop a thing or a method or a device, so that we can give them the continuous flow of electricity. Then the unit 2 comes here. In the unit 2 we are more focused on economical aspects of generations. Okay, so we are generating electricity. We know that our goal is to produce electricity, but via which source you are more focused on. It's like you can't suggest a person to plant a thermal power plant station near a dam. There is a dam already, so you can't suggest that you should plan a thermal power plant there because of other advantages, because it's already, we know that there is a source of energy, there is already a dam. So we need to utilize those things. So those aspects we need to understand, and this economical generation is based on more on the availability, the transportation, and the area. Like if you see, if you know about Maharashtra, there is an uh, there is a lots of industries are situated near Mumbai Pune belt has lot of industries, but the generation parts are in Nagpur. If you see, there is a power station called Koradi power plant. So they are transmitting because Koradi power plant, this Nagpur is situated in a belt which is near about which has lot of coals availability there. So we generate there and we transmit those electricity to Maharashtra because the consumers are there. So if so this is the economic aspects. Like we need to understand where should the generation and where should the consumptions are there. So this is what the economic generation, as well as the choice and the size of the plant, which size we are going to deal with. Now the next topic is power factor. You might be hearing it a lot because you already are in third year right now. So power factor is a major prospect. So it we will be discussing about improvement of power factors. First we should define what is power factor. If you are defining it simply, it is an angle between voltage and current. So it's not simply like that. Simply like, there are much more defined way to define it. So we need to understand what actual power factor makes a difference, a complete difference in utilization of our energy. Okay, so this is unit 2. Next is unit 3. Now unit 3 completely depends on selling of energy. Selling of energy means, like, if you are going to any part right now, there are privatizations of electricity have been done. So this privatization is just that there are different owners that they are making energies. So you can buy electricity from any owners, just like a mobile phone, just like a simple other commodity. There are lot of producers of manufacturers of mobile phones, whichever is easy available, which has a good quality, you will be going for it. So here also there are lot of private peoples are there, so you can buy electricity from them. And it depends on their quality means it should be like you should have a 230 voltage rating, whatever they show that we provide you 230 voltage rating. Then you, at the consumer end, you should get a 230 voltage rating with a frequency of 50 hertz. But if you are not getting that, the quality of power is decreases. So here the selling of electricity means how if you are working there, you should sell your electricity to the consumer. And if you are as a consumer, you should know that how the change rate of electricity changes, what offers they give you. There are also offers. Industrial prospect, they will give you different offers. In case of consumer related to residential purposes, homely purposes, they will give you off different offers. So if you check in the bills which you get, electricity bills, so they will be giving you different they will be calculating the energy, and then they will be producing the bill on depending on their offers. Okay, so this unit depends on that. So this unit majorly focuses on your part, and on your what you can say, intelligence. If you check how these industry get profits, and how you can avoid yourself to give your family good electricity, as well as with lower lower charges. So this we will be discussing more on what you can say, residential point of view. This is more what you can say, it's more important. Okay, now next is the unit 4, and it deals with your environmental aspects. So environmental aspects, like different different power stations affects environment differently. Like thermal power plant produces this smoke, and it degrades the weather conditions, and increases the temperature. Similarly, the hydel similarly the hydel power plant, we need to make dams. So storage of water there, and then releasing of water might cause floods in some areas. So this is also an effect on environmental. So there are we need to know what are the environmental effects of electrical energy which we produce. And then what are the different regulation and standards maintained by international forums. Okay, so there are different standards, so we need to follow. If you are making a thermal power plant, if you are making a hydel power plant, what regulations we need to follow. Next is the future energy dependency. Obviously, if you we are caring about of our environment just because we need to save this world for our next generation. So future dependency is another aspects, like whichever energy is suitable, whichever saves our environment, which does not affect much on our environment, we will prefer going there also. Okay, so this unit focuses on more on environmental aspects. Now here, next is unit 5. Here it's completely practical point of view of planning. It's like if there is a substation, and this unit depends, this unit focuses on transmission perspective. So we will be discussing on transmission of electricity from generating station to consumer ends. So in between there are something called substations are coming. So substation, there we need to plan about substation. So there are equipments in substations like transformer, like cables, like bus bars. So we will be discussing on what are the uses of these things in a substation. And if you have visited a substation, you might be seeing different kind of stones there. Okay, small stones spreaded on the areas with the towers there. So we will be knowing the reasons why we are using those things. Okay, so it's all basically on the equipments which we are using and why these substations are there. What are the prime motive? It's just not only just stepping down the voltage. It's not like that. There are a lot of other point of views also that we are making a substation. Okay, so this substations also deals with the fault analysis. So which area has been went under fault, so they will be inspecting you. It's not the generation one. The generation people will come and tell you that there is a fault, and they have the responsibility to remove those faults. It's the substation people. Now there, if you have went to the substation, there will be a lot of diagrams, single line diagrams are there. So we need to understand what single line diagrams are there, and what are the different term, what you can say, what are the different figures suggest you. So those we will be discussing in unit 5. Now everybody knows that future scope means what we will be gaining, not only on the point of view of knowledge point of view, but what are the different aspects. Definitely you should know about the future of each subject. So what will be this subject do to you regarding your what you can say competitive strength, as well as in the what is a common platform examination, different kinds of examination. So here first we will be discussing on what competitive exams ask on this subject. Now this there are different competitive exams, especially I will be focusing on gate, because it's you also know that this how important this gate exams is right now. So gate, in a gate there the total mark which you can expect in gate is 5 marks, and this comes from your unit 1, 2 and 3. So this these are the major units that we will be dealing with. So that you have to know that 5 marks, if you can, it is lot of marks there. So uh, uh, gate point of view, you can say that 5 marks are there, and the rest of the thing is from power system subject, which Javed sir is teaching, and there is a control system, so Shakar sir is teaching there. So those two are the most what you can say the core subjects that is involved in gate point of view. Okay, next is your next exam is IES, Indian Engineering Service. So this is another important exams for engineers. So this has two different point of view. There is a what you can say option based exams, as well as there is a written also. Okay, so if you can objective based exams, it consists of 10 to 15 marks, and the rest of the marks they will be giving you to write an answer, or they will be giving you a simple theoretical answers. You have to write it, and it consists of all the units will be more focused on that. Then there are other exams other than these two exams, and of those like state exams and what you can say, in interviews also. So regarding the interview, this subject is more important because they will be this subject discuss more on the practical point of view of power system. So if they are hiring you for a substation, or if they are hiring you for generation projects, they will be asking you these questions for, because they don't want you to be simply an electrical engineer. You should have a knowledge of mechanical engineer also. So you should know these things. The other thing is that the regarding the other competitive exams like state exams, state electricity board exams, whatever their different state electricity board exam, so it consists of 5% of the total power system question. It's not the total electrical engineering question. Total power system question, whatever they will ask, it will consist of that 5% of that marks will be there. Okay. So regarding that competitive aspects, these are the things, exams. Now next is the projects. Projects is that if you come to the final year, there will be a lot of people who don't know which projects, and they will be asking us to give us our projects or some topics. So here also we'll be discussing on what projects you can do. You should have an aim. If you are studying this subject, you should know that what are the effect of voltage, frequency and power factor on the system, and how you can improve via using new techniques. Okay, so this is one of the way to define a project, to understand what you should answer after reading this whole subject. Whether if you are more interested in this field, you should definitely understand, or you should definitely know the new techniques to improve voltage, frequency and power factor. Next is the, as you can see, there are developments in different power plant areas or power stations. Thermal, we have went to renewable sources like hydel, wind, tidal, solar. So these are renewable sources. We can generate those energies, but to transmit it to the consumer end, we will be using the same network. Same network means we will be using the same transmission line, we will be using the same distribution. So there will be a point of view that if you are changing the transmission line, or if you are changing the distribution point of view, distribution lines, it will be extra expensive, which will be giving expensive. So this area is about dealing with uh, as the improvement are there in new renewable sources, you need to understand that you should transmit this energy to transmission and distribution using the same network. And as there is a boom in renewable energies, so you will be understanding it in power electronics. Power electronics is a major subject in uh, this electrical engineering. So and it's also an important part of that. So you should understand the role of power electronics in renewable energy sources. Okay, next is your what are the other point of views. Like, we should understand that this is no doubt that it's a knowledge point of view. You should understand this subject talks about more on basic knowledge of power structure in electrical engineering, how the power is transmitted, and you are transmitting gigawatts power right now. Okay, if you're checking the world, if you're checking India, these are dealing with gigawatt power. It's not megawatt, it's not kilowatt. So transmission of power is high. So we have to understand what are the power structures and how we can improve this power structure. These are the basic knowledge we should understand on this. Now here, the next if you see the figure in front of you, it's like in the screen. This is the world's biggest thermal power plant. This is in Taichung, Taiwan. Okay, so it's if you check out the ratings, it's 5788 megawatt. So uh, so this is almost 5.788 gigawatt. Okay, so this is the biggest power plant in the world right now that is producing. India has one of the Koradi's power plant. So this is for just to know where we are and what we have to go. This is the benchmark right now. Okay, this 5788, and in the future we will cross this for sure. So if you are dealing with more, if you know that you are, if you are knowing that you are quality engineers, you should focus on the standards which the world is dealing with right now. And this is the world's biggest thermal power plant. Okay, so I hope I have now explained each and every point clearly. If you have any problem, if you have any query, definitely you can call me. You can WhatsApp me, you can mail me. uh, Till then, stay safe. Thank you for listening to me. Okay, Allah Hafiz.